We are just weeks away from the 2025 season cutoff. Every ride is crucial and every dollar counts. And here at the Caldwell Night Rodeo, there's over $200,000 up for grabs. This rodeo gives ample opportunities for cowgirls and cowboys to secure their playoff spot, with their sights always set on the National Finals Rodeo in December. This is the 101st run of the Caldwell Night Rodeo, and we're breaking it all down on Rodeo Live right now. And welcome everyone joining us live here at the D&D Arena in Caldwell, Idaho, and at home watching on the Cowboy Channel. This is Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. I am your host, Sierra Spratt, and I am so excited to bring you all of the action of the short go here tonight in Caldwell. Joining me at the desk here today, we've got Mr. Leighton Berry down there at the end, and a brand new analyst that I'm pretty excited to have us join here for Rodeo Live, Linsay Rosser-Sumpter. Hello.
I am so excited to be here in Caldwell. There is no other place that I would rather be in this fourth quarter of the rodeo season than here at the Caldwell Night Rodeo.
Now, you obviously have ample experience on screen. You've been doing broadcasts before, but this is your first experience here at Rodeo Live. You've been watching the show? I mean, what have you been thinking of it?
Hey, I've been watching the show, and I know I have some banter with these men that we get to hang out with, but there is no better analyst than Leighton and Luke. I mean, Luke and I have been knowing each other for a minute now, growing up in California in this rodeo business, but I'm so excited to be here, and thank you for having me.
We're very excited, and we're excited to have Mr. Luke Branquinho back. Hello.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. Obviously, Italy was wonderful, and missing Cheyenne, that was just part of it. But there's no, like Linsay said, no place I'd rather be than right here in Caldwell. This has always been one of my favorite rodeos, and I always said if I was to come out of retirement, this rodeo would be on my top 5 list. So just everything they do for the Cowboys and the fans.
I did watch that on Instagram a little bit there, that you've been all over Europe, and I was quite entertained by what I saw on your wife's Instagram stories, and I think we actually have a few of those. I'd like you to walk us through, I guess, what we're seeing here. I wasn't really sure. It's very crisp linen you got on there.
That is very crisp linen right there, and then you have your nice flowy locks just perfectly presented in the nice Italian way.
I picked my clothes out just in case anybody was wondering.
I bet. Linsay had nothing to do with it.
Then I was, making my own poses, and this is, I think, Portofino. We were in Florence. We went all over the place, and being stuck on a boat was pretty tough, but we were making our way inland to some fancy places. So it was a trip of a lifetime.
So the Carpenter jeans, they didn't get to come. Linsay said keep those at home.
Well, they got to stay at home, unfortunately.
Well, I was just curious, Luke, did your wife get you to wear a Speedo at all during any of this? Was there any pictures of that?
Fella, easy guy. There is definitely pictures of that will not get out into the public.
As long as you're honest.
Well, we did add a little bit to your title here for the show just because you seem different now that you're back from Europe. You're now Luke Bougie Branquinho. So
it's the glow. The glow, the hair. Yeah, I did open my shirt on our Vespa ride, driving down the roads of Italy, had it open. Yeah, saying scusi every time I'd pass somebody.
I hate to break it to everybody, but he's been bougie for longer than just his trip in Italy. He's been bougie Branquinho for a minute, but
we were
linen
talking,
pants might have set it off.
Oh my gosh. Well, we were talking earlier and we thought that these cups for the coffee just might not suit you now, so we brought you a gift.
I got a gift? Oh, you are so sweet.
There it is for your cappuccino.
Pinkies up.
I hope this isn't just straight water. Straight water, only way I like it.
It just seems better,
you.
though.
I love the cup.
Yeah, you can have that if you want.
I'll take it with me.
Well, thank you all so much for joining me here today. We are here for Caldwell, though. It is a short goat night. This is one of the biggest PRCs that we see all season long, one of the top 5 PRC rodeos, and this is a storied past, this rodeo. This is the 101st year that we're going to have the Caldwell Rodeo, and honestly, it's a little windy, so I hope everyone's got their hat sucked down. Leighton, I'm looking at you.
Well, usually we're used to triple-digit weather here on the short round day at Caldwell, Idaho, so I'm just thankful that it's a nice, probably, 85 degrees, a little windy, but, we can deal with that. The rain's pushing north, so it's going to be a great day for some action.
I do got to say this. If you knew or thought it was going to be triple digits, you still got the felt on. This is straw hat weather, Leighton.
What are you doing?
Don't you know that real cowboys only wear felt hats?
Well, Bareback Jack can't wear a straw because he'll break it, for sure.
Yeah, and I like my hat to look good. There's nothing worse than messing a hat up and having to fly to the next one with a pirate hat, so I keep the felt rocking.
Don't land on it.
Well, I don't. It's usually the pickup man. I blame them.
It's those good bucking horses hitting it right in the back of his head. That's the hard part for the bareback rider,
All right, well, bringing everyone here into the fold, we have our folds of honor, top stories here of the Caldwell. First, we got to talk about its history. We touched on it a little bit, but 101 years of this rodeo is incredibly impressive. It dates back and has some of the most historical moments. And honestly, I didn't know this. You guys might have all known this, but it's called the Caldwell Night Rodeo because it's one of the first rodeos that added lights. You're nodding your head, Luke. You already knew that.
Yeah, I knew that, and a lot to do with because of the heat. We used to have a slack that started at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it would go through all hours of the night and start sometimes when the sun was coming up because that's when you would beat the heat.
That is very, very, very cool, I think. Oh, is that you? Black and white photo? No.
Everybody's a comedian. What you got, Leighton? You got something to say about that?
Luke, look at you. I think you're in the best shape of your life. You look 10 years younger. Don't let them hate on you like that.
Oh, man.
They put $3 million into this facility to update it to make sure that it is the highest quality for any rodeo in the country. Hats off to the Caldwell Night Rodeo, but they raise so much money for the community. They have a heart and passion for our veterans, and they continue to raise the bar when it comes to giving back to this community.
And we saw a little bit of that construction here just a bit ago, and they're not even done there. They've got future plans here of adding even more sky boxes, being able to bring that attendance up. 45,000 people come and see this rodeo every single year, but adding those skybox suites is going to be able to get even more fans in the stands.
Well, and that's what I was talking about before we talked about the Italy trip. That's what I've always loved about Caldwell. This crowd, these fans, they are here for the rodeo, for the contestants, for the athletes. The committee does a great job doing everything they can to accommodate the athletes. They bring great stock in, and for a rodeo athlete, it's nothing. You can't beat that.
Oh, absolutely. The atmosphere is unreal. Not many outdoor rodeos can you hear the crowd while you're actually making a run or on a bareback horse. Here, by the third jump, the crowd is almost on their feet. It's electric.
Well, and there's 2 different crowds here. There's the rowdies, and then there's the others, right? And we are in the rowdy corner, and I want to hear everybody that's here with us at Rodeo Live. They talk about how the rowdies are over here by the Coors beer tent, and I just think it's pretty cool when they pass the bucket down and see who can get the 5-gallon bucket of water across as fast as they can, and the civilized crew and the rowdy crew. And here at Caldwell, you never know what's going to happen. It's going to get a little Western.
Rowdy, civilized.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
what I thought. I wanted to make sure.
What about us? I think I'm the rowdy. You might be the civilized.
I think we could team up on this side of the table probably.
We're going to split.
Well, we have some exciting action coming in tonight. Like I said, it is the short go. We're going to break down that format because it is a little bit different than Caldwell has seen in the past. It's coming in, everyone's bringing in their time and their score here for tonight, and it's going to be an aggregate on 2. However, the bull riding is differently. It is a straight one-header in the bull riding. We've got Trevor Reese that has a 92.5 that is holding that top spot. Leighton, I know you talked about that ride earlier. You got to see it firsthand.
Man, what a ride that was. Trevor on an old-school red brindle around to the right. Couldn't ask for a better guy to strap it on. Trevor actually does things a little differently. He rides. He's got something messed up in his wrist where it caused him, he has to ride with his hand turned over forward. So a little odd there, but he gets it done. This bull's old school. He's out there getting it on around to the right. Trevor just sticks it on him.
Nothing better than a good old Brindle bull with some rodeo horns in there to keep your crowd going. Like you said, Trevor did a great job. That bull into his hand right here, jumping and kicking 92.5. It's going to be hard to beat him tonight.
It was we want to thank Tractor Supply for bringing us that Tractor Supply winning moment of Caldwell so far. Now, what are you talking about? He has his hand differently. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so most guys will slide their hand in and take their wrap with their fingers towards the bull's head. Trevor's actually got it turned around facing his body to keep the pressure off of his wrist. I'm not sure how challenging or not that is, but Trevor makes it look really good.
Well, his stats speak for himself here, so it's clearly working for him, whatever he's doing. Two-time Wrangler NFR qualifier, currently 24th in the world standings. He's not technically on that bubble watch, but we were all talking about that earlier with a couple of these big rodeos coming up. He really is on the bubble watch, Luke.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Caldwell really right now is when you start this fourth quarter, you have to put the hammer down, especially in a situation like Trevor. There's a lot of guys in every event, they're like, okay, I have the rodeos. We have to get to as many as we can, but you also have to win at them. It's not about quantity, it's about quality and getting the money and getting the championships.
Absolutely, and Trevor's just sitting right outside the top 15. He's sitting second in Gooding, Idaho right now as well, so Idaho's a good state for him right now, and he's kind of right there hopefully making the Tour Finals in Puyallup, so if he can slide in there, I think he's going to look for a third NFR qualification.
We've got our bull riding leaders here right now. We've got Trevor Reese, Trey Kimsey, a couple of big names have come in. We still have 10 more guys to go tonight, so we're not really sure what's going to shake up, but I'd be feeling pretty confident if I was 92.5 on a bull.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough score to beat right there.
Absolutely, but I mean, tonight is kind of stacked. D&H has brought the Buckers. There's a lot of obviously well-known names out tonight. I mean, 93 points, it could easily happen. Yeah, I really want to see what Kai's got tonight. I'm not familiar with this bull, but from what I hear, he's going to be ranked around to the left. Kai's been on a heater. He did well in Gooding last night as well, so he's eyeing another world title. He's hungry for it.
Yeah, and he's probably as healthy as he has been, Leighton, and when you have that confidence going on, coming into this round, knowing that you have a chance to go get money, Kai's the one I'm watching tonight.
Yeah, and he's coming from the hip every time. It doesn't matter if it's an average or a single ride rodeo. He's going to try to be 95 or nothing.
Another guy here we're going to watch here, I mean, I definitely have my own too, is Quinn Anderson.
Yeah, you know that Australian power pack right there between Kai and Quinn. This guy, I got to watch him coming up through the PBR teams. This kid knows how to get it done. You know, he's very capable of riding any type of bull. You can see this might be his first trip to the Wrangler National Finals if he stays on course with how he is now. He is doing everything perfect. He's doing it right, and look out for Quinn Anderson.
Yeah, he's obviously come to show these guys who he is and where he's from, and he's got the bull that I think might be the rankest tonight. They're averaging a 45 score on this bull. He's bucked everybody off. They've already bucked him here in Caldwell, bucked a guy off, so this kid knows what he's getting into tonight. I think he's going to get gritty and get it done.
Now to round out this one header here in Caldwell for the bull riding here is the 10 guys that we're going to see tonight. I mean, who you play some bets on here for tonight?
I got Kai just because he's healthy, he's feeling good, and it doesn't matter what bull he's getting on.
I like Colton Fritzland. He's got a bull named D7. He doesn't have a name yet. He's just getting established, but he was bucked earlier this week, and they marked that bull at 46. So he goes ahead and has another trip like that. He's over 92, 93 points right there. So I like Colton.
Well, you know, I think it's a hard tie for me. Clayton Sellers is super healthy right now, but I got to go with the guy we just talked about, Quinn. He's got the rankest bull in the round. I think he can press for that 92.5 score.
Well, we'll get into all of that with our rodeo picks here in a little bit, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we have a very exciting guest up here. She took an almost 30-year break from her rail racing career after a severe accident, but she's back, and she's making a tear of the 2025 rodeo season, coming fresh off of her win at the Calgary Stampede. Anita Ellis is going to join us at the desk. Stay tuned.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Tractor Supply. For life out here.
Why does this matter? The top 15 in the world.
And welcome back, everyone watching on the Cowboy Channel at home and live here at Caldwell, Idaho. We are just 1 hour away from the short go tonight. It's getting exciting. This is a huge rodeo during the summer run, and every single dollar matters here at this point in the 2025 season. I'm your host, Sierra Spratt. Joined again with me is Leighton Berry, Linsay Rosser-Sumpter, Luke Branquinho, and Anita Ellis joins at the desk. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
You have definitely been killing it here in 2025, I would have to say so far. Rico and Axe, your horsepower is unbelievable.
Thank you. I'm having the time of my life, obviously. Yeah, I'm so proud of my horses and proud to be here tonight. So
now, walk us through a little bit about Axe and Rico. We know that you definitely you rode both of them at Calgary, actually.
Yes.
The backup, which one was the backup that you rode and then broke the arena record?
Well, that's the funny thing is everyone who knows Rico, they didn't think he was the backup horse, so they were kind of laughing at home. But he needs a little bit more work in the arena than Axe. Axe he's older, he can run in there anytime, and I just felt like the extra time, because we got morning practice every day, and I felt like that was beneficial for Rico. That's why I kind of held him off until the last so I could get him in there.
Well, we did pick Axe for the Las Tunas horsepower to watch, and Lindsay's actually going to go over your amazing run you had in round number 1.
Thank you.
Yeah, so when we look at this run, this is your great horse, RV2- to Vegas, and when we see you make a flawless lines to your barrels, you're a quiet, beautiful rider, and you can see your straight points right to where your pockets are. And when we come around this second barrel, Axe did an amazing job of a little step out right there so he didn't drag his hip and knock that barrel down, and then dug down deep right here around that third barrel to get home in the fastest time that he could, almost a 1/10 of a second that you beat the rest of the field with this run right here.
Anita, what did you think of that run? Did the coach there, she hit it pretty good, nail on the head?
Yeah, that's exactly what was going on into that second. I was like, oh, I'm a little close, so I kind of cued him to come out, and he did for me. And then same thing with that third. He was coming in tight there, so I kind of cued him a little to come, step out just a little, and he listened. So, that's always the nice thing, if he's going to listen.
Well, you've held your spot here all through the Caldwell Night Rodeo, still coming in the very top cowgirl for the short go, but coming off of Calgary, surely that's got you, boosted confidence here for these runs.
Oh yeah, every run I have to take it one run at a time, but yeah, coming off of Caldwell, you kind of have that confidence about you, or my first run in Caldwell, I guess, but it's one run at a time. You still have to keep that focus and keep your mind right for one day at a time here.
Yeah, Miss Anita, I would like to ask you, just out of personal curiosity, I'm sure everybody would like to know, what lit the fire under you to come back out of your hiatus and start rodeoing again?
It's always just been a dream of mine to get to the NFR, but I wanted to have my own horses there, and so I started training. Axe was my first horse I ever trained. I ran him as a 4-year-old in 2020, and it was always in the back of my mind, I'm going to get to the NFR, but I had to have multiple horses that I'm running, and Axe won so much money his futurity year that I was able to buy more horses and keep training, and now I have mares of my own, and it's just worked out really well. Rico won a whole bunch of money his futurity year last year. He won the Royal Crown, and I came home with $150,000 from one race, and so that's pretty much funded my year to stay on the road. And my family needed me at home this year, so the last run I made was in February in Tucson. I ended up winning the championship round, and then I had to take about 3 months off, and so I just was kind of getting anxious because I feel like my horses were ready, but I was needed at home, so I hit the road in May, and I've just not been looking back ever since.
That's phenomenal.
Thank you.
Now, Anita, we kind of mentioned it briefly earlier, I did, that you had a 27-year gap there in the barrel racing. Tell us a little bit about that background.
Well, I was in a car accident when I was 17, and I was trying to ride that whole time, and it was tough. I did high school rodeo and just felt terrible after every time I would be on my horse. And so then, I had my family and stuff and decided I would wait and try to get my back better. And then I fell and ended up breaking a vertebrae and my tailbone and everything in my back. So then it took me a while, and I finally got a spinal fusion about 9 years ago, and 2 years after that, I started training acts. So I'm so glad that I was able to come back and do what I love. So thankful every day for that.
We talk a lot about horse and rider relationships. I know Axe means so much to you. Tell us a little bit about how you got Axe and then when you went to training him.
Well, he was the most amazing gift for my parents. You know, I'm very thankful. They had the mare that he's out of, and she won a lot of money, and she was phenomenal, and so they offered me the choice between 2 horses, and Axe was a yearling and the other one was 2. And so I just was like, I need a little bit more time to heal. I'm going to take the yearling, and I'm so glad I chose him. He's my baby. I can't ever part with him.
He's very, very special, that's for sure.
Yes, he is.
Well, I got to talk about Calgary again because I got to watch every run and how phenomenal that was. But it's a seeding process to get in for the girls in the top. You went actually through the qualifier to get through there. And how tough was that to get to that position and then go ahead and win the championship?
It was tough. It was a mental challenge for sure. And there's a qualifier that's closer to my house in Salina, Utah. But I wasn't able to get there because I qualified for the American. So I was in Texas, and so I came home and I was kind of discouraged from the American, and so I just was like, I just gotta go for it. And my husband found the qualifier. He happened to be looking online at other stuff, and he saw the qualifier in Calgary, and I was like, oh my gosh, do I want to drive 10 hours, you know? And then I'm like, I have to just give myself a chance, or the opportunity will never be there. And there were hundreds of women there that were awesome, you know, and so it was a little intimidating, but I had both of my horses and they were both running so well. So I was super excited to go, but nervous at the same time. It was a gamble, I guess. But yeah, getting through the qualifier was a lot too, you know. And then when I walked after the qualifier and I knew I was getting there to Calgary, I walked in the stadium because it wasn't the same. It was in the Nutrien building where we had the qualifier. I walked into the stadium and I was like, this is Axe's arena right here. I could see myself there. So that being in Pot A was awesome. You know, just the whole thing was just so amazing. I'm so thankful I got to be there.
I love how she had a moment of, do I want to drive 10 hours?
Yeah,
but now here you are.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 hours has got to be a walk in the park at this point.
For a barrel racer, 10 hours is nothing. I mean, we'll just say, oh, it's only 10 hours now, you know.
Well, you had mentioned some great girls. We've got some amazing ladies up here that are going to be chasing you in the short go tonight. We're going to take a look at that leaderboard right now. I mean, Anita, you're out here, you're rodeoing with these girls. I mean, what horsepower do you see right here that's standing out to you, besides yours, of course?
All of them. Every one of those ladies. I mean, Trisha Aldridge is her stud. He's awesome. You know, every one of those women could totally take this. Cassie Mowry, obviously, you know, everybody on there. I've gotten to know Caitlin Scott really well. It's just so fun because that's the other thing is I've gotten to know everyone so well. Everybody has the most amazing horses. So yeah, you know, it's good competition for tonight. It'll be fun.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We cannot wait to watch you tonight. The best of luck to you and Axe. Is that who you're riding?
Yep, I'm running Axe.
Best of luck to you and Axe. When we come back, we're going to keep the barrel racing momentum going. We have an incredible feature with Andrea Busby, who has been known for her grit and determination in and out of the arena. But when her husband, Jeff, was diagnosed with something a little scary, they had to definitely saddle up outside the arena. This coming up.
The way we met over a horse.
Over a horse he had for sale.
Andrea takes care of the biology. I take care of the math and the problem solving. So we complement each other pretty well. She took care of the biology to save my life.
You know, they take you right to the edge without killing you is how they cure cancer. And until you see it or you walk through that, it's hard to even understand what that means. I really did think he was going to die.
And welcome back to Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. We are getting closer and closer to the short go here at the Caldwell Night Rodeo. And we have an incredible piece to show you. Usually in rodeo, victory is measured by points, dollars earned, seconds. But for Andrea and Jeff Busby, their biggest battle was fought and won outside the arena. Take a look.
The way we met over a horse. Ironically, his registered name was Soul Flame.
Over a horse he had for sale. Flew down to try it and fell in love with the horse and ended up with a husband.
We couldn't recreate that horse. We bought a lot of other horses and we're like, we're just gonna raise our own.
What started with a single horse became a life partnership rooted in rodeo. In North Texas, Andrea, a barrel racer, and Jeff, a team roper, found common ground not just in rodeo, but in the animals that power the sport. Together, they've built one of the most respected performance horse breeding programs in the country. Their stock doesn't just show up, it dominates. Over the past 15 years, 4 animals from their program have competed under the bright lights of the National Finals Rodeo. 2 have won world championships, and 1 has taken an NFR average title.
We just bred things we wanted to ride over time. I mean, we worked at that really hard, every day, day in, day out, from the time we thought about what we were going to breed to when they won their first check.
I can't spell biology. If you spot me the BIO and give me the ology on the phonics. Andrea takes care of the biology, I take care of the math and the problem solving. So we complement each other pretty well. She took care of the biology to save my life.
Their lives took a sharp turn in 2017 when Jeff faced what seemed like routine sinus trouble, but turned out to be far more serious.
We were at San Antonio at the rodeo when they called and told him he had throat cancer. And even being a nurse, I'm like, throat cancer, that doesn't make any sense. You know, he didn't drink, he didn't smoke.
Because it was stage 4 HPV squamous cell carcinoma.
He ended up having surgery. They removed all his lower teeth and part of his lower jaw, and just because they put implants in because of radiation. We knew he was going to have radiation treatment to his throat, and that's pretty damaging to the teeth. So we kind of did that preemptively. They did a lymph node plucking of his neck. And then they placed a feeding tube because they knew how brutal and horrific the treatment is. So got all those things, his chemo port placed, his feeding tube placed. He was going to have 35 radiation treatments 5 days a week. You know, they take you right to the edge without killing you is how they cure cancer. And until you see it or you walk through that, it's hard to even understand what that means. I really did think he was going to die.
15% of the patients that go through the treatment, me and many others with this diagnosis, 15% die in the first 6 months. Another 5% die in the next 18 months. And if you live past 24 months, it has a very high 85 to 95% long-term success rate.
Andrea's background in nursing and critical care became a lifeline when she spotted a dangerous infection at Jeff's feeding tube. When rushed to the hospital, the infection made his immune system so fragile, coming in contact with different nurses was too big of a risk. So his wife treated him herself in a back room.
They had me accidentally in a medically induced coma. Andrea figured that out. So finally she starts pulling fentanyl patches off of my arm, refuses the Oxycontin, oxycodone meds they were giving me, I think every 4 or 6 hours on top of the fentanyl. Andrea is clearly the one that saved my life in that hospital.
We ended up leaving the hospital a couple days later, and his white blood cell count had started to come up, and then it was just a long, hard road of recovery.
The following year, Jeff climbed back in the saddle to rope in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Determined to share that moment with him, Andrea taught herself to rope and dally, so when he was ready to ride again, she was right there by his side.
I would only rope with him for a long time because he'd like talk me through it all the way down the arena, and then he'd let me get dallied, and then we'd dole left.
You'd have thought we won the world. We didn't have to place at the roping.
After fighting through cancer together, their next goal was one they had worked towards for years, getting Andrea to the NFR. a dream long in the making, and in 2024, it was finally within reach.
Here's Andrea.
That year was the first year I had time where I wasn't having to dedicate every day or part of every week to being grounded near wellness providers. And I went out with Andrea to the winter rodeos. She was struggling a little bit. I took a whole different approach that year and recognized she needed to understand how much her horsemanship and her riding and her knowledge had improved over the years, to have confidence and have a positive influence around her.
Last year, he got in the truck with me went to California and never got out. Having somebody in your corner that is just as invested as you are, and he knows me and he knew my horses, and he was just such a driving force. I'm so grateful that God's timing truly is perfect. He's still here. He gets to go with me.
In 2024, Andrea made her long-awaited debut at the NFR. When the moment came, it was Jeff who led her down the alleyway at the Thomas & Mack. Andrea won the average and set an average record for all 10 runs made on the same horse.
Andrea Busby is doing everything it takes to have another clean run. She's wanting to get something done in that average. Let's keep the barrels up. Great run by Andrea Busby. This is going to be fast.
Real fast.
Woo! Andrea Busby just did it right there.
I'm proud to be Andrea's husband and happy to see all the things that she's been able to accomplish.
Just to finally accomplish that goal that you've set for yourself, just to get it done, felt really good, and it felt like we'd finally done it. We'd come full circle. This is what we set out to do. This was the plan, and that's a 16-year plan. Like, to finally have it come to fruition and see it through, that was pretty special. And we looked at each other in the alleyway and kind of gave a fist pump. Like, we did it.
Jeff and Andrea Busby living their legacy out with Blazing Jetalina and all of their amazing horses that they have raised. But we are here to cheer on Andrea and Tito tonight in this short round.
I love watching those features too, because you always see that athlete, that cowboy, that crow, but there is a fleet behind them. There is a village. It does take a village.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think anybody that's rodeoed and had success at any type of level knows it's a village that gets you up and down the road and helps you accomplish those goals.
Yeah, it takes the whole team to make that work, and Jeff and Andrea have proven that year after year. But cheers to Jeff on his success in that cancer treatment.
It's going to be very exciting to watch over the rest of this season. When we come back, don't go anywhere. We're going to be talking about a couple of past world champions that are both in contention tonight. I'm talking Tyson Durfee continuing his tear here in the 2025 rodeo season. And it seems like Jackie Crawford cannot be stopped, breaking an arena record with a 2.2. She's got a great lead coming into it. Stay tuned. We'll get into it when we come back.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Ariat. Ready, set, riding boots and jeans that work as hard as you do.
out the gate. Y'all better hang on, there's gold buckles at stake. Hit your feet, hit the lights, saddle up, cause it's finally time for rodeo life.
And welcome back. You see that countdown clock is ticking down the seconds, the minutes until it is short go time here at Caldwell. This is Rodeo Live presented by Tractor Supply. Have you got your picks in? Because everybody here at the grounds and at home can play. Free to play, $10,000 up for grabs. All you got to do is scan that QR code, pick who you think is going to win each event. If you get them all right, you get $10,000. But there's also some exciting prizes, even if you just are close to getting the most right. There's always fun things to do there at rodeopicks.com. Scan that QR code, get your picks in now. You guys ever played?
Yeah, I've never won, but I have played a lot.
I try really hard. I feel like if you get an A for effort, I try really hard, but for some reason I like to pick my friends, and I feel like I jinx them sometimes.
I'm big on picking the underdogs, but I mean, who doesn't like to gamble for free for a chance at 10,000?
I could use 10,000. I'll tell you that right now.
Aren't you getting paid 10,000 to be here?
Wait, you guys are getting paid?
Well, there's going to be some big paydays here tonight, including in the tie-down roping, which you mentioned earlier. We've got Tyson Durfee that we're keeping an eye on. Leighton, you know a little bit about Tyson's history here at the Caldwell Night Rodeo.
Well, talk about every dollar counts. I mean, obviously Tyson has mounted well this year, but he won this rodeo in 2016. The same year he won his world title. He won that world title by $4,000. So talk about every dollar counts. This rodeo right here is one rodeo that propelled him into a world title. Tyson, talked to him a couple weeks ago. He's feeling healthy. Obviously had a lot going on with his health not too long ago, but he's got a great support system. He's been winning, just got the dub in Cheyenne, and he's hungry, man. He wants another NFR qualifications. He wants a chance at a second gold buckle.
He was our pick for our higher stakes story there, presented by Higher Boots, and I definitely would never, ever count him out in any setup.
Yeah, and he's just outside of the top 15. A big win here, and he continues that progress like he is. We might see him at another national finals.
I 100% think he will. Tyson, he's a dog, D-O-G, capital D. I mean, he's hungry. He knows how to do it. And like I said, that horse that he's riding might be one of the best horses you'll see tonight.
The most impressive thing for me with Tyson Durfee is his mental game. That guy works on his mental game every single day. Just as much as he works on his physical ability, he works on his mental ability. And that is why he can be of the vintage age for some of the tie-down ropers and come back in here and show them who's boss with his, wisdom.
Wisdom. Great word.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Wisdom.
You weren't offended by that, right?
No, never.
Okay. Just want to make sure, because this would be the same age group here. But he is on the bubble. There's something to work for here, but I mean, like we brought up, there is big money up for grabs here, and there are a lot of rodeos left. He's been on the bubble before and made it, and he might be looking at another WNFR qualification since 2020. So it's been a little bit of a hiatus.
Well, and you can see right there, 13, almost 14,000 back. He can get half of that right here. And I haven't seen what he's done at these other rodeos, Leighton, so he may even close that up even more. And a big win tonight, just going to move him up, catapult him to that top 15 spot.
Yeah, it'll be huge. And obviously you got other guys that are outside the top 15 competing tonight. But Tyson, he's going to be my pick. That $13,000 gap is going to close up pretty fast.
Here are the other ones that we're going to be seeing tonight. Like you guys mentioned, there was a lot of big names. We got Shad Mayfield, Corey Solomon there. Shane Hanchy made a really great run. And honestly, it is part of the draw what calf you get tonight, but all of these guys could make a great run on any of these calves.
And I think Shad Mayfield wants his number one spot back. You know, Riley took it over in the last week that we've had in the rodeo season, and Shad Mayfield is here to make sure that he gets his number one spot back.
And listen, I got to point out Clint Robinson on that leaderboard right there. That's a guy that rodeoed back when we were young together, so that tells you his age. So Clint, go after him tonight. I got you in my pick, bud.
Well, let's talk breakaway now, moving it over, because Jackie Crawford set the arena record there in Calgary, and now moving right in. I feel like this momentum from Calgary, whatever it is, there's a little magic that gets on them, and then they just pull through here at Caldwell.
Absolutely. When we look at Jackie Crawford, she is the queen of breakaway, and her good horse, Hail Mary, threw it out there to be 2-2 to take over the arena record here at the Caldwell Night Rodeo. She and Taylor Munsell have been 2-2 here, but that gives her a 2/10 lead in the aggregate when we come into this championship round. She is going to be hard to beat. Jackie has Brandy Good's calf that she was 2-7 on. That's a great calf. Kenley Bernice drew Jackie's calf. There's so many different things that come into play, but we have Bo Peterson, who also made a really good check out of this long round here at Caldwell Night Rodeo on the bubble.
And we keep talking about that bubble watch because it is getting tighter and tighter. But I mean, with this kind of payout that we've got tonight, that's going to shake up some things.
Well, but I just want to go back looking at how much money these girls are winning in the breakaway roping, how impressive that is. And you got Kelsey Domer, 18, world champion. She's going to be having to claw her way back to top 15.
And we kind of discussed this a little bit earlier, Lindsay, but with Jackie coming in at a pretty good lead when it comes to breakaway roping, I mean, what do you think her mentality is there? I mean, you got a good start on him, but do you hold back here?
Well, Jackie's mentality for 2025 has been a little different. She has very much focused on going home and being part of her family life. Creed and Journey just started school last week. She flew out here. Thank God for Cheyenne bringing the rig and everything out here for Jackie. But she is one of those athletes that has kind of changed her mentality. She wants to be home more. She always wanted to make the winter rodeos, and now she has a chance right here to get herself back to the NFR.
And speaking of bubble watch and breakaway ropers, our 5th member of the team, Haley Novak, was able to catch up with Joey Williams, breakaway roper, earlier today. Check this out.
We're enjoying the calm before the storm here in Caldwell. And Joey, it's looking similar to when you roped earlier this week here in Slack. On Monday, your time carried through all the way till the very end. What kind of momentum are you rolling in with tonight?
I'm just hoping to go out there and have another good run tonight. It's a little different setup here than what we've been roping at this week so far, and you kind of got to see a little bit more, and the calves run hard, so makes it a little bit more of a challenge, but looking forward to it.
We're really deep into the 4th quarter. This is when things are getting down to the line. You're right on the edge of making it the playoffs in Puyallup. How much is that on your mind?
I try not to think about it too much. Obviously, I would love to get a chance to rope in Puyallup, but I'm just going to try to do my job tonight and see how it plays out. I think there's some things that are out of my control after I didn't have any luck earlier this week, so I guess we'll just try to go get one roped and see where everything falls.
Are you feeling almost refreshed knowing you didn't have luck at some other rodeos? Now you have a clean slate here. You can just go knock one down like you did earlier.
Sometimes it does work like that. Rodeo is such an up and down sport. I mean, one day you feel like you can't do anything right, and then the next day it all comes together, so you just never really know when that day is going to be, and hopefully it's tonight.
I hope so too. And Joey, your season this year, you kind of took some time off previously to really focus on family, and now you find yourself right in the top 15. What do you have to say about your 2025 season?
I just try to take every year as it comes, and I had a decent winter this year, so we sat down after the winter because I wasn't really planning on going this year, and I was sitting good enough that we decided to take another shot at it. So here I am kind of battling it out at the end again, so hopefully I can have a good week here towards the end and be able to take a breath and go home. So my kids start school this next week, so it's going to get a little more difficult from here on out, so they won't be able to be with me as much, so that's always a bummer.
You need a good win at Caldwell to send them on to the school year, show them what mom's all about. How would a win mean here for you?
Oh, I would love to get a win here. It would just give me a little bit of breathing room going out to the Northwest to finish out the year, and it's going to be a battle till the end though with a set of girls. So I'm looking forward to it though. It'll be fun, and yeah, hopefully tonight goes well.
I'm looking forward to it too. You're right. It's going to be a battle to the end. It's going to be a battle here in Caldwell. Joey Williams coasting right through the top 15, guys.
Man, I would love to be able to rodeo like Joey Williams. Just take a little breather after the winter rodeos and then just sneak in there, make the playoffs, and that has some good money, doesn't it?
Yeah, and playoffs is something we haven't really talked about. This is the last rodeo to qualify for those playoffs, and you can look in the people that are in the short round tonight. There are a lot of them that need to get some wins to move on to that playoffs to Puyallup, Washington.
It's a game changer, Luke, because, Monday, that's when everything gets cut off. You know who's solidified that's going, and that is going to be the deal breaker. Those guys are looking to get to Sioux Falls at the end of the year, and that really can change up the world standings as far as a gold buckle goes and an NFR qualification.
Well, Rodeo Live will be breaking down all of the action. We will be at the playoffs. We'll be at Sioux Falls, Puyallup, all of it, bringing you all of the information on these contestants here as they get closer and closer to the end of this season. When we come back, we have a 2-time College National Finals qualifier is leading the Bearbacks on his permit. We're talking 21-year-old hometown cowboy Mason Yancey next on Rodeo Live.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Hire, history, heritage, and a hell of a comeback. And Folds of Honor. Honor, educate, unite.
Rowdy's over here. It doesn't seem that rowdy. Oh, not enough beer. Okay. Well, I don't have any beer for you, but we are very close to the course. And I do have some footballs to throw out, so I'm going to throw a few more. But I need y'all to make some noise. All right, anybody else with a football? All right, I'm going to introduce another one of our hosts to you. Can I hear for the ladies on our stage? There we go. So I'm going to introduce you to Linsay Rosser-Sumter. She's got a resume for days. She's a breakaway roper. She knows all about the business of rodeo. She's on football as well, so she's going to throw it out there. Who wants to sign football from Linsay? You guys make some noise.
And welcome back here in Caldwell, Idaho. A beautiful night. We're bringing in all the fans from all over. We've got fun for everybody here as the short round gets closer and closer. We've got some pretty excited fans, it looks like there. Welcome us back to Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply on the Cowboy Channel. I'm your host, Sierra Spratt. Joining me, Luke Bougie Branquinho, Linsay Rosser-Sumpter, and Leighton Berry. Sorry about that, Luke. Got to make sure.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Now, Leighton, you're going to help us break down the RM43 in the weeds. We discussed a little bit ago, but we've got a pretty exciting bareback rider up-and-comer.
Yeah, this kid right here, he's 21 years old. He's a hometown kid in Emmett, Idaho. He's riding really good. He's wanting to show these guys what he's made of. This horse, Wild Child of Birches, really showing what this name is all about with the Wild Child. Bails out of there to the left. And I want you to watch when this horse comes around, Mason has only one chance right here to keep spurring to stay ahead. He does just that. He opens up like a $2 suitcase. This horse leads out there and keeps kicking. But this is right here where I want you to watch. This is where the judges, this caught their eye right here. When this horse bailed out of there and kicking the lights out, Mason said, okay, let's dance. Keeps on spurring. When this horse lines out, he just tees off and goes at him.
And still on his permit in the PRCA. I mean, talk about a great year to just kick off your whole career.
Well, it's a little different. There's a lot of guys that are rodeoing on their permit now. I don't know if they're just looking at what's happening with the rookie race or they're taking advantage of the college system and seeing what college rodeo can do and continuing on their permit. But talk about his college rodeo coach.
Jeff Collins, I mean, can't say enough about him. He's the coach over there at Panola in Carthage, and he's been a leader for more than just Mason. I mean, several bareback riders had made the NFR, the college finals, gone on to win world titles underneath the leadership of Jeff Collins. He's one guy that's mentored me a little bit, so anybody trying to go to school, Jeff is a great guy to learn from.
And recently inducted into the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame, so you got a guy out like that is mentoring you. That's pretty stout.
Absolutely, yeah, Jeff's the man.
You're definitely a mentor too, I would say.
I think he's in there too.
Yeah, Linsay comes and asks questions a lot about stuff. So yeah, you're
I
right.
ask you questions.
Yeah, mentoring.
I feel like when we were doing Kid Rock stuff, you were asking me questions there, Hoss. Come on.
Well, you are way smarter than me.
All right.
You said it, not
I think
me.
we should have had Leighton in the middle of you two, it seems like. Well, let's talk about the rest of the bareback riders that we're going to see. One of the matchups we got our eye on is Bradley Miller and 2-buck Chuck with Leighton. I think you want to say something about him.
Well, Bradley, he had to sit out a couple weeks, had some injury issues, but he's back. He's eyeing that #1 spot behind Rocker Steiner. He's got one of my favorite horses, 2-buck Chuck of Powder River. This is a stud horse. They've won this rodeo on twice before. They've won probably every Powder River rodeo at least one time on this horse. National Finals bucking horse. And Bradley, he's hungry. He's just outside of the #1 spot, and he's going to be coming for it tonight.
Yeah, and we also seen Casey Field ride this horse across the salt flat, no arena or anything. I mean, this horse is an amazing animal, and I'm with you. Bradley Miller, show out on him, and you got to get that championship.
Yeah, pretty spectacular. Bradley eyeing his first gold buckle. Looking at the top guys, Mason Yancey, Cooper Cook, both Idaho kids. Cade Saulnier's been hot all summer. Dean Thompson's got a great horse tonight. All these, I'd like to say that this is going to be more of an eliminator-style short round, and some guys are going to make some great rides, and I'm thinking maybe some 90 pluses, and some guys are maybe looking at the dirt.
And talk about horsepower here, these matchups. I mean, Lindsay, what's sticking out to you? Because you've got some history with this. You'll know what you're saying.
I mean, with Dean Thompson and Misdemeanor, I really like that matchup, but there is some great horses in here. Cooper Cook and Juice Box, if he gets under his ring and right there in the beginning and stays hooked, he has a chance to be a lot of points. But then the other one you have to look at is Bodie Lemurs with Twisted Tea. Wasey Shala was just 86.5 on that horse at Vernal.
Yeah, and Jungle Jane's sister with Kate is going to be a horse that I'm looking forward to watching. They've done very well in the short round here before, and these guys are hungry for it. I know that tonight is going to be pretty outstanding, and like I said, I'd like to think one or two guys might test that 90.
Now let's go into the next rough stock event. We've got the saddle bronc ride, and we have Ross Griffin there, the 88-point ride that is currently holding that top spot.
Ross is trying to get some momentum going. He's been on the lower side of the drawing streak. He finally got this great horse underneath him and got tapped off. Made an outstanding ride. He's got a 2-point lead coming in. This horse he's got tonight is a little bit younger, but I think this horse is a future superstar, potentially going to go to the NFR this year. And Ross right now, being way outside of the top 15, he's looking at just going out there and having some fun. He wants to collect some money. Mitch Pollock, I mean, can't say enough about him. He was just 89 points. He's winning Gooding, Idaho. He's got a horse tonight. They've won this rodeo on. Mitch has won this rodeo before. He's won the first round 3 times. He's won the average once. Miss Valley, the horse he's got tonight, they've won it on 3 times.
Can we go back and make sure that everyone noticed the fact that he was wearing a beautiful pink brassiere in order for breast cancer awareness over there?
Look, he leaned in there when he saw that. He had to get a closer look.
Very enthralled by it.
I just was curious. The guy has confidence like that. You know he's going to be going at him, and that's what I love about Mitch. He goes at him all the time, and you have to when you have an outfit like that on.
Well, I'd say in Gooding, Idaho, that was probably a beer-worthy ride, if I had to say so myself.
And I think that somebody gave him one in the arena, but Miss Valley is a heck of a horse. Zeke Thurston has won around at the NFR on that horse being 88 points, so that could happen tonight here in Caldwell.
Oh, yeah, we've got a lot of definitely great guys here that we're going to be watching tonight. Here's the leaderboard coming in, chasing Ross Griffin there because it is an aggregate here in the saddle bronc riding. We got a lot of big names right on his tail. We've got Ryder Sanford, Statler Wright, Ben Anderson, Mitch Pollock, like you mentioned, Spencer Wright. I mean, it's pretty stacked.
Yeah, and a horse that I think you need to look for tonight is Leon Fountain on Flip a Coin. It's a big, great horse. They flip back and forth in the bareback riding and the bronc riding. Been 90 on him before. And going down the list, like I said, it's an eliminator style pin of horses. Powder River always bring the horses that buck, and I'd like to see what these guys can get done on them.
Statler Wright's going to be on Hello Darlin'. Logan Hay was 88 points on that horse and faced South Dakota. That is my pick for the night tonight.
Yeah, and I'm like you. Flip a coin with Leon Fountain. You're that far down, you're going to go at them, and you know that guys are going to maybe not get the scores that they need ahead of you, so you go do your job on that one. You're going to move up in the average and have a chance to win in that short round.
And it's a very tight short round, so all these guys coming from the bottom to the top, they're going to be going for the gusto.
Going for the gusto. I thought it was going for the chili earlier.
Either way, gusto, chili, it's all the same.
Well, when we come back, Luke Branquinho has his time to shine. He's going to be breaking down all the Sierra Sling action and who he thinks is going to be landing on top here tonight. Stay tuned.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by RM43, Serious Weed Control, and Las Tunas, International Horse Breeder.
Hey, baby! That was great. Thank you.
He's definitely a rowdy. You want a football?
dogs out the gate. Y'all better hang on. There's gold buckles at stake. Hit your feet, hit the lights, saddle up, 'cause it's finally time for rodeo life.
And it's getting closer and closer here for the short go. We got a beautiful shot there of that brand new construction of that announcer stand here at the Caldwell Night Rodeo. A couple of cowboys there signing autographs. We've got a crowd here that has been picking up. They're excited. They're ready for rodeo time. And Rodeo Live, presented by Track Supply, is going to bring you all of the action just right before we kick it off. I'm your host, Sierra Spratt. Joined by me, Luke Branquinho. Didn't say bougie this time. You're welcome. Linsay Rosser-Sumpter and Leighton Berry. And Luke, it's time. We're going to get right into the steer wrestling.
Yeah, we talk about the format change here. Caldwell used to be traditionally 2 in a short round. They changed it to 1 in a short because of some issues they were having with contestants turning out the performances. So luck of the draw played a big role on that. And, Donnell Henderson came out, showed out. This big guy got it done and is leading the steer wrestling right now. So look out for him because he is a spoiler for these guys that are trying to get onto the national finals and, more importantly, onto the tour playoffs. That is key for these guys. And Donnell, he's going to be the spoiler. You see 3-9, great run right here, good start, good steer, but he uses every bit of that steer, pulls that nose out, and good finish right there for Donnell.
I heard Donnell has a basketball background, and this guy is 6'8". Is that right?
Yeah, you don't want a ball with him on the court. Definitely not. Or you don't want to stair wrestle with him either. I mean, this guy's a beast.
Well, and talk about those spoilers a little bit, Luke. Like this time of year, you start to see guys come out of the woodwork when you got all these guys battling it out for a top 15 spot. I mean, what does that do to a guy's mentality that's trying to get out here and win some money? And he's got him coming in here taking all the money.
Yeah, you can't pay attention to that. You got to go do your job. I mean, like you would in any other situation. But Holden Myers is one of those guys that needs to win. He is down in the tour standings. I believe he's 29th in the tour. He needs to get about 60 points. He came back. He's winning second right now. He's 20th in the world standings. Not as big of a deal as being 27th or 29th in the tour in the playoff standings. So he needs to go get the job done tonight to move on and advance on to Puyallup for the tour.
Well, and if
playoffs.
Myers sounds familiar in the bulldogging, he is of genetic makeup to be a champion bulldogger. You know, his family was instrumental in kind of changing the game from his grandpa to his father to his uncle right there. So Holden Myers is really keeping that family name strong in the steer wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's been showing out too. I mean, this kid's really turned it on. You can see right there, 1 second in the long round, got some money there. But look at these other guys. Ty Erickson's out of the top 15. Landis Wright's a spoiler. Mike McGinn's right there on the bubble. There are a lot of bubble guys in this short round tonight.
Well, and there's a lot of world champions. You got Ty Erickson, you got J.D. Struckness. There's a lot of very, very talented cowboys. But Kyle Irwin is in striking distance right there, coming in with 4-1.
Yeah, and he has a really good steer. They were Jace Melvin was 4-5 on this steer. And now there, you can see Donnell 3-9 to 4-5, 0.6 of a second. But in the steer wrestling, you could make that up by the start, or you could lose that time by missing the barrier, thinking, okay, I'm going to safety up just a little bit. Those steers are going to take off. They're older. They feel you out in front of you. They're going to run. You get the start. They're going to pick their head up and slow down for you.
So with only a half a second splitting the last guy to the first guy, coming back to the short round, these guys get to kind of pick the better end of the steers, right? Coming back in, is that correct?
No, the steers that got qualified on. So anything that come in. So like we said, 4-5 Jace Melvin, that steers back in the draw. The thing is, though, Leighton, people don't realize since it's just a one-header, there may be a steer in this draw that didn't make the short round because they had 2 runs on them. So those steers might have doubled up. They have to go down the list on 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th that didn't qualify and put those steers back in the draw.
Obviously going to play a huge difference.
Yes, it can.
Man, can you imagine if we could do that in the timed events, though? Like, you rough stock guys get a draw and pick which horse you want. I mean, that'd be pretty fun.
You would know if you wanted to go or not, whether it was worth it because you knew you didn't have a good steer or a good calf. That would be nice.
As a timed event guy, I would hate it because if I brought a bad one back, I wanted somebody else to run him in the short round.
Amen. You blitz a run on a bad one, then they have to do it in the short round for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, staying on the timed event side, we're going to get into the team roping. We got a couple of guys here that have been doing pretty good. We've got Brown and Yates leading tonight with a really impeccable run.
Yeah, again, 2 veterans in the team rope, and Luke Brown, they're out of the top 15, both 22nd in the world standings, but they are in the tour finale, playoffs. Tour finale was old school, Luke. The playoffs, yes, they are in a great position. They're 9,000 back in the heading, 6,000 back in the heeling, so a big win right here could bump them up. I don't think it's going to be enough to get them in the top 15, but they are going to stay in the hunt to qualify for the national finals. But more importantly, they're going to be qualified into Puyallup.
Ooh, here's the full field we're going to be watching tonight. A couple of big names for sure. I see Caleb Driggers and Junior together. I think that's who I'm picking, but I mean, that's just my gut.
We have 4 past champions at the Caldwell Night Rodeo here. You have Luke Brown and Trey Yates. They didn't win together. They have both won individually. And then you have Junior Dees. He's a 2-time champion at the Caldwell Night Rodeo. And where is he at?
That one right there.
Yeah, that one. So.
Well, am I seeing this right? Is Peyton Bray on the head side today?
That's what it looks like on the day sheet.
And T. McLeod?
T. McLeod is the other champion. Good job.
Well, there you go. I'd like to see what happens there. Peyton's obviously NFR qualifier in the Heelan, great calf roper. That guy can really do anything with the rope, but I think I'm going to go with that matchup right there.
Yeah, I'm going with Trey and Luke because they are veterans. They got it done. They got a 5/10 lead on the field. And we talk about how important that is. Luke's not going to back off. He's going to run at it every time.
Well, and the other thing is they're going to know what they have to do.
Absolutely.
They're last out in the performance tonight, so they know exactly what they're going to have to do. They know if they have to be really fast and go at it, or if they can be more conservative and make that businessman's run to bring home the big money tonight.
And we've seen the team rope, and we've seen it be extremely tough, and we've seen it fall apart where legs could possibly win something in the short round and place deep in that average.
Yeah, I know if I'm backing in the heel box, though, and the pressure's on, no matter how fast these guys get, no different than Caleb and Junior, I'm expecting them being in the middle of the pack to absolutely go blast one. But Luke Brown, obviously been there, done that 100 times. That's the guy I'd want to be turning steers for me if he was in that position.
But we can't forget about Junior and Caleb. They're in the middle of the pack, and they know exactly how to go fast every single time. So, I mean, those guys, you have to kind of put a star on their name, too.
That's what I'm saying. That's my pick.
That's your pick?
That's my pick.
Is it because Linsay picked it?
We're going to talk picks after the break. We're going to get into all of it with rodeo picks, who our team is that we're feeling confident about. We are just 9 minutes away from the short go. Everybody's getting more and more excited, including myself. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Tractor Supply. For life out here.
And welcome back to Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply here at Caldwell, Idaho. We absolutely found the best fan, I think, at the Caldwell Night Rodeo, just giving out nucks everywhere. And, I mean, this kid is definitely, we should invite him up here. He might be a good analyst for the next show.
Probably fill in my spot.
Oh, yeah, easily. All right, we talked about picks, I feel like, this whole show because everyone's got their eye on someone, and it is time to play. Get your picks in at rodeopicks.com. Scan that QR code. You got $10,000 up for grabs, and I guess Linsay, she got paid $10K to be here. We did it.
It's free to play. I don't know why you wouldn't. You need to scan. It's not a. This is a demand. Scan that QR code, build your team, and let's win some money.
Well, let's help out, maybe the people at home. Let's lead off bareback. Let's go down the picks. I'm picking Bradley Miller. I mean, obviously, he had a little bit of injury. He sat out for a bit, but wow, has he come back with vengeance and had an unbelievable start to his season, not to mention.
Yeah, I'm picking 2-Buck Chuck, who the rider just happens to be Bradley Miller, so that's mine.
Okay, so you copied me.
I like the world champion Dean Thompson on misdemeanor. I just love his energy. He's an amazing bareback rider, and I think they're going to go 90+.
Obviously, both of those guys are top of the list for my picks. I do have Bradley Miller down on my rodeo picks, but there's a couple sleepers in there that I want to talk about. I think Garrett Shadbolt on an old veteran NFR bareback horse, Bobcat. Garrett's been riding really strong here lately. Bobcat has always been a big fan of Caldwell, Idaho. He's going to circle around to the right or the left. He's kind of strong. He's going to get into the fence and shorten up. If Garrett can stay hooked and ride a strong bucker, you never know. He may come from the bottom.
He's going to circle back to the right or the left.
You never know about Bobcat. If I had to guess, he's going to circle around to the right, but
maybe the left.
I could jinx it.
So, Leighton, you picked Bradley, too.
Bradley is my rodeo pick, but I got to highlight my underdog.
I hope we didn't all pick the
I'm
same
the only
guy.
outlier here.
I know. Why did we all discuss this before?
I picked 2-Buck Chuck.
All right, hopefully it's a little bit different in the steer wrestling. I'm going Bridger Anderson, obviously a veteran. Luke, you know him very well. His style is good, and I just feel like when it comes down to it in those short goes, he brings a level that you don't really see a whole lot.
No, that's for sure. I'm going to go with Ty Erickson. He is on a heater. He's riding his great horse Crush. This guy, he's in the mode of needing to win, and when Ty Erickson's in the mode of needing to win, look out.
And for me, I got to go with my guy, Kyle Irwin. He is a winner in and out of the arena, but he knows what it takes to win rodeos like this. He was 4-1 coming into this championship round. He's not very far behind the field right there, and I think he's going to take the victory.
Well, if you put Kyle Irwin in a third-place position, he's also going to know halfway what he has to do whenever they get down to the wire. But he knows he's not in the first place. He's going to go for it. I think he's going to gun at the barrier. As long as he's got a good steer, he's going to be thrown fast.
Okay, so we mixed it up a little there. Kyle's pretty strong, but we'll see. We're at least a little bit different this time. All right, let's go in the team roping. I mentioned them once earlier, but I just got to go with Junior Noguera and Caleb Driggers. I watched them win in every arena, and I can't imagine why Caldwell will be any different, so that's my pick.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Luke Brown, Trey Yates. They came in the leader, and they're going to exit the leaders.
I would have to concur on that statement right there. I went Luke Brown and Trey Yates. I have to stick with my Southeast Colorado cowboy with Trey Yates, but Luke is so precise with his head catch, and he gives Trey such a great chance to catch 2 feet every single time that I see with them having that 3-9 lead coming into it, they're going to be the winners.
I think I got to go with the wild card team here. Peyton Bray on the head side, that's going to be super interesting. Team McLeod, obviously an old NFR veteran. Those guys are obviously here changing it up a little bit. I haven't seen Peyton on the head side in a long time, but that kid is scary with a rope either way, either direction. So those are my picks.
You got something to say, Luke?
No, Leighton changes it up. It's not even right on the whatever, Leighton. Just do you.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing out here.
That's so. Just winging it. Well, moving on to breakaway. Let's see if you're picking the same one still. I'm going with Madeline Richards. Linsay and I were actually talking about her roping style before, and she looks sharp. Or just this type of setup, like Joey Williams mentioned earlier. I mean, you got to let the calves out, you got to chase them down, and I just feel like she's got the horsepower and the loop to do it.
All right, I'm going with my girl, Jackie Crawford. I seen her in Stephenville. She threw a sucker in the dirt, didn't go to Hermiston. She said, I'm going to go win Caldwell. She's sticking to it. It's my pick.
I'm going to go with Bo Peterson. The only reason why I say that is Bo is very impressive with her rope in her long round here at Caldwell. She threw her rope a long ways. These calves are strong, and they get away, and I think Bo is down to let her hair down and let it fly.
Kind of hard to bet against Jackie Crawford. I mean, any type of scenario, if she's got to be fast, she can be fast. If she's got to be focused on being smart and take a good average run, she can take an extra swing today. I think I got to go with Jackie.
That's a good pick because she does have some time because she was 2-2. She's got a little time right there. So I'll let you have that one.
She's the last person that lets pressure get to her. So
Amen.
Hard to bet against Jackie.
All right, that's fair. I'm pretty excited to watch all the break ropers, honestly. Let's move on. We've got the tie-down roping. I'm going Shad Money Mayfield. Again, I've been watching him win. It just seems like the smart pick.
Yeah, I'm going with Shad, too. I did text him, asked him if he was going to ride Lollipop. He did say yes. He said, hey, make sure you say something nice about me. I say, Shad, I always say something nice-ish about you. So that's my pick. That's my guy. He thrives in these type of situations.
Shad's a great pick, but I'm going to go with Quade Hyatt. He's in a good position coming in. He was on Team Free Riders. He was clutch for us there at the Kid Rockin' Rodeo. So I'm going to go with Team Blue, Quade Hyatt.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the man from Brock, Texas, Tyson Durfee. Obviously, like I said, I think he's well-mounted today. I don't know what kind of calf he's got, but Tyson, he needs another NFR qualification under his belt. He's going to stop at nothing to get it. Today, he's got a chance.
Yeah, those are pretty good. All right, let's move on to saddle bronc bull riding. I'm sorry. I don't actually remember who my bull riding pick was. I mean, I'm such
it'll
a
pop up here
veteran
for you.
in bull riding. Hold on. Oh, yeah, Kai Hamilton. Yeah, I still feel confident about Kai Hamilton. Yeah.
Kai's the guy.
I'm going to go with Colton Fritzland. He has the best bull out tonight, in my opinion.
The rookie, Quinn, I think he's got the rankest bull in the round tonight, and I'm looking to see him test that 92.5.
All right. It's pretty good. Are we making some bet, or we're just going with it just for friends?
Rolling.
All right, fine. No bet. Sorry, I know you're going to lose.
Tattoo.
All right, well, I want to thank all three of you for joining us and Haley Novak there on the sidelines. It's been an incredible night. We cannot wait to see what all shakes out here at the Caldwell Night Rodeo. This was Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. Everyone watching at home, the Cowboy Channel, we'll see you at the next rodeo. Thank you so much for joining us.